Catrike was developed in 2000 by Paulo Cosme. He's the owner and developer of the Catrike. We manufacture aluminum recumbent tricycles. They are performance trikes here in Orlando, Florida. We design all of our own tooling, do all of our own prototyping, design, and manufacture in-house. About a year and a half ago, we decided we needed to start having some CNC capabilities. We've been designing for CNC for years, but we have never done any CNC machining in-house. We've had to make rough prototypes, but could never make a final prototype ourselves. We do all our own reciprocating and testing in-house, so it only made sense to be able to do some machining as well. So we decided to get a CNC machine. Of course, we needed a way to program that. So we asked around to local CNC shops that we know use SolidWorks and got their recommendation. And everyone said CAMWorks. If you're designing in SolidWorks and you want to start machining, get CAMWorks. We're looking for something with a short timeline, something with a quick learning curve so that we can hit the ground running and get going. That was very important to us. Also, because we were new to machining, we didn't know if we were going to use it for just prototype or if we might grow to do all of our machining in-house for production. One of the biggest advantages we saw with CAMWorks was the short learning curve. Because it works right inside of SolidWorks, the software was already familiar, but it was also scalable. If we decided to do all of our machining in-house, production machining, one software does it all. We wouldn't have to upgrade our software to upgrade to full production. We did the same thing with the machine. We ended up getting a Haas mini mill because it's small. We knew we could use it for prototyping and for tooling, which we knew we wanted to do. And it had a short learning curve and a friendly user interface. And if we wanted to go for full-scale production, I would already know how to use the machines. The interface is the same. So it's the same concept with the software and the machine, something with a short startup time that's scalable. It was great, actually. I did the Solid Professor tutorials over Christmas break because we shut down the factory between Christmas and New Year's. And then I came in right after Christmas break, and our reseller came in and did some one-on-one training. And in 2 days of training, I was up and running. I was able to create parts. The simulation inside of CAMWorks is so great that when I was learning I wasn't a machinist. I had never run a CNC machine before. I certainly had never programmed one. So everybody I was talking to in the industry said, oh, you're going to machine the vise, you're going to break end mills, you're going to break tools left and right. And I didn't. And I think the reason is the simulation is so great. In CAMWorks, I was able to see the tool holder, and I put in the protrusion out of the tool holder for everything, and I never machined the vise, and I didn't break tools. Having never machined before, but CAMWorks simulation really helped. The surface finish that shows in the simulation is exactly what you get on the part. It's uncanny how well it works. 3-axis, we use 3-axis all the time because we make so many weird shaped parts, uniquely flowing parts, conical, spherical. And sometimes finish is important and sometimes it's not. So we can design it and we know exactly what the finish is going to be before we run the part, so we can get the finish we want the first time. These are actually 2 of the parts for the rear suspension rod. This is the main pivot, this is the swing arm, and this is where this gets welded onto the main frame. And these were some of the parts we used as examples when I got training in CAMWorks. We've got some nice 3-axis in there, some nice pockets and holes, so it had good features to learn the software. The very first parts I pulled off the machine were good. So I was able to make both of these parts as a new user correctly the first time. On our rear suspension model, which is the road, That's actually, to prototype and develop that trike is why we bought a CNC machine and CAMWorks. We realized if we were going to do rear suspension, we had to have a lot of very accurate parts. And to pay for all of that prototyping out of house was going to be very expensive. And if you don't get it right the first time and you need to revise, you need to do it all again. So that's why we learned to use CAMWorks and learned to use the CNC machine ourselves. So the Catrike Road with the rear suspension uses a lot. And currently we're developing a folding trike. The Catrike Trail is going to be released as a folding trike very shortly. You hear the reciprocator running in the background. That is reciprocating test parts. CNC machined them, designed them with SolidWorks, programmed them with CAMWorks, and they're being tested right now.